Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. My name is ShockWavee, and today we're going to be diving into how to counter or deal with charges. Now, I've heard a lot of discussion on Twitter, had a lot of questions about how to deal with charges specifically. So again, I'm going to be diving into this today. As always, if you have any questions, link to my Discord in the description below. We'll have some chats about that. Again, you can DM me directly about any issues you might be having. I actually made a little Google document about specifically how to deal with charges as a Splatling player, because that's like the worst counter for a Splatling player and the best matchup for a charger. So if you want any of those kind of details, let me know. DM me on Discord, Twitter, whatever it might be. I'll send you a link. Happy to help out. And yeah, I also stream during the week from 6 PM Eastern Time or 10 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this. Alright, so number one, just ignore the charger. Alright, done. Next one. Nah, I'm joking. Alright, so ignoring them. As a front line, you need to just ignore them. You know, you need a bunny hop, splat hop, whatever you call it, substrafe. Just get out of their line of sight. Splatling players, sit behind a wall, bro. Just sit behind a wall. I do this so often as a Splatling player. You just ignore them, or, well, you're kind of focusing them in a way. You're just sitting behind a wall, you kind of just look around, you look at anyone trying to rush you. If not, if the charger overextends, then you peek, because they're going to be super unaware that you're going to be popping out in a second. Especially if you're playing something like a heavy Splatling, a Hydra, or ballpoint, yeah? Poke out and fire at a really long range and they're not going to see it coming. So yeah, just either ignoring them as a front line, mid line, trying to stay out of their range. Again, you're able to flank them. That's another way if you just want to deal with the charger, because again, any pick you get on a backline is absolutely huge, because backline dominates on most mapping modes. When I say most, I mean like 80% plus. So really crucial to get rid of them. But again, you don't want to be focusing them too hard to the point where 3 other opposition players are just destroying the rest of your team. Again, trying to leave them alone as much as you can. If not, just staying behind a wall, playing patient, etc, etc. Number 2, to deal with a charger. Take them in a 2v1. If you're 2 midline weapons, to say you're playing with a CDS, you're playing with a Nautilus, yeah? Kind of approach them at basically the exact same time. Because again, charger can only shoot one player at once. And guess what? If they miss one of you, they're going to have to take 2 more shots to kill both of you. Just say they hit the first shot, yeah? You guys get like 2-3 shots combined. You only need 1 more shot. That last guy literally just needs 1 more tap on him. And at that point, he's going to shoot. He's going to realize someone else is rushing him. He's weak, he's going to back up. So you're either in that situation, you're going to lose one of your members, but you get to kill him. Or you get a worst case scenario, you're going to lose one of your members and he's going to completely back off. And you're actually going to gain that position that he was just in. And that's probably where you want to move to be able to push forward. So in a way, it's an advantage for you guys, because the charger has to reposition, go somewhere else, etc, etc. So again, approaching them in a 2v1, don't stand in a line behind each other, he'll just get a collat, alright? Don't do that. Stand beside each other, yeah? Approach them at once, go for the charger, easy kill. Number 3, this kind of ties in with my first one, focusing on the other 3 opponents. The charger is just there to create pressure, yeah? A charger can basically be useful just by pointing its laser the whole game. Might not even get a kill, but it's pointing the laser, it's creating pressure. So if you just pretend like it's not there, but you still know it's there, you just focus on the other 3 opponents, yeah? And you keep that charger in the back of your mind. You don't need to think about it 24/7. So again, just focusing on the other 3 opponents, because if just say you're playing quad midline and frontline, and they have 3 midline and front lines, and they have 1 backline, it's basically going to be a 4v3, yeah? So make sure you understand that when it comes to facing a charger, especially in E-liter. But again, that will have more range, but a slower time to charge up, so you have more time to be able to deal with the other 3 opponents. So as always, just keeping that in mind, just deal with the other 3 opponents if the charger is way out of reach. My 4th tip for how to deal with the charger is going to be knowing where the charger is at all times, knowing where its vantage points are when it's set up in a type of position for a certain map, knowing that there's only like 1 way to approach that spot, just completely ignore it. You're easily able to flank if they're pushed up really far. Always knowing, and if you're playing with your own team, just constantly call out where the charger is and see if you can get a cheeky pick off him, or you just decide to ignore him. So this kind of comes into, again, team situation. You got to understand, make sure you're all on the same page, whether you can rush that or not to create that 2v1, like I explained on my second point. So again, this is, I would say, a little bit more for a Splatling player, because when you're a Splatling player, you want to pretty much just completely ignore it unless you got to do the strat I suggested before. You just hide behind a wall, peek out, kill it. So yeah, just always knowing where the charger is. That's going to be your #1 key information. Alright, so that's gonna cover pretty much everything. I hope this gives you guys a better understanding on how to deal with the charger, how to counter it, and all the rest of it. So again, if you have any questions about this, you want me to go into something a bit more specific, let me know in my Discord server, link in the description below as always. Also stream most weekdays from 6 PM Eastern Time onwards, or 10 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time onwards during the week, and then a couple other times on the weekends if I have a tournament, whatever it might be. So yeah, again, thank you all guys for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Support is greatly appreciated. And yeah, I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll catch you all in the next video.